Assalamu alaikum, respected friends and students. This is Ann Hassan, and today I will record something about Pakistani English poetry. Poetry is the major genre of literature, and I have uploaded their lectures related to Pakistani English literature. So today I would like to talk about Pakistani poetry, that how it got started and how it got its roots. So Pakistan and its people have inherited the poetry from the pre-partition era, and this heritage included great names in Urdu and Persian poetry. And we can see the names of Mirza Ghalib, Momin, Dard, Mir Taki, Mir Anis, Hali, and in comparative modern times, Allama Muhammad Iqbal, who earned the title of National Poet of Pakistan as well. So all those poets, and we can say that out of these poets, the modern generation of the poets started to write in English as well as under the influence of British colonialism. And one poet is Ahmad Ali, who wrote both in Urdu language and in English language. There are some names who are like trademarks in Pakistani poetry. They are Alamgir Hashmi, Tawfiq Rafat, Maki Qureshi, Muniza Naqvi, Dawood Kamal. And these poets, what they have done, they followed the traditional setup of poetry. They followed, and they modernized in their own way. In fact, their poetry is more like modern Urdu as well as American and English poets, but with a distinctive color of Pakistani landscape, people, history, customs, traditions, and its Pakistani culture. By doing so, they have not only become the part of post-colonial literary studies, but also have given an agency to the people of Pakistan, and hence making a place for Pakistani literature in the post-colonial literature. Pakistani poetry, we can say that Pakistani writers, they were mostly inspired by modernism, Urdu literature, and Chinese lyrics. These are those major areas from which they were inspired and were adapted by the Pakistani writers. So the mimetic kind of things like the Plato's mimetic theory we can see there, and we can also get the idea of imitation or inspiration in Pakistani poets. And this inspiration is this theory is done by Plato. If we discuss Allama Iqbal as a philosopher, so we say that he has taken the idea of Nietzsche. But we say that this concept is not copy, it is imitation, and as a result we have the Islamic thoughts. So same is the case with Pakistani poets in English. They were also getting the inspiration from all those three ranges: modernism, Urdu literature, Chinese lyrics. When we read Pakistani poetry in English literature, that is clearly recognizable from those others English poets, because they will always be having the notion of modernism. In Urdu literature, we also have elements of modernism, and we see the idea of cynicism there. Cynicism means being skeptic. Along with that, the idea of irony, obliqueness, and elements of confusion, like a mixed kind of emotions, and the representation of chaotic thing, which were done by T.S. Eliot in his poem The Hollow Man. So the very first Pakistani poet who was inspired by the Urdu poetry was Shahid Suhrawardi, and we see in his poetry that how he represented his beloved and he intensify the feelings and emotions. Then if we see the Urdu, in the Urdu poetry, we see the idea of nostalgia. It is also from Urdu literature. So we discuss all these elements which we found in Pakistani English literature. So because we see that all poets, they reference nostalgia, and according to them that past was fine but present is having problem, present time is having problem. There we also get the idea of self-pity, as in Urdu literature we also see this all these features in Pakistani English literature, and all these features are as themes we can describe is the idea of self-pity, idea of love, relation with God, and along with this the idea of alienation. Ahmad Ali, who has written a novel Twilight in Delhi, his poetry is also having political themes, and as I showed that they were also inspired by Chinese lyrics, and Shahid Seherwardi, who has translated a Chinese work, Li Hao Chao's, and he has written a poem, his poem Friend, where he highlights the intensity. And then so there are so many features, and we can see that the Pakistani English poetry was inspired by, and Shahid Seherwardi in his poem Friend, he highlights intensity. So we can say that there are if we see the styles of Pakistani English poets, so they are also breaking conventions of the structure as modern writers have done, and they have also done they have also brought this feature to Pakistani English poetry. And there we see the infusion of different ideas in a single word, like they use images, and images, as imagism was a movement who was propagated by Ezra Parman. So we see this feature in Pakistani English poetry, and different poets like Tawfiq Rafat and Dawood Kamal, they use different images, and those images then having so many ideas, so many interpretation. Is in Dawood Kamal poetry, Tawfiq Rafat poetry, we see ducks as his poem Duck. There he used an images, and this image is having so many ideas. So in short, we can say that they were highly inspired by modernism, Urdu literature, from the Chinese lyrics. So this was my lecture on Pakistani English poetry, and then inshallah I will start to record lectures on different poems, and in the next lecture inshallah I will then upload different poems. So thank you so much for listening me and for watching me here. Thank you.